Hello, everyone. Welcome to Still Only 35 Cents, and you're watching the fourth episode of Back to the Drawing Board, a regular sketch show every month that we give away a sketch to one lucky member and run the draw for next month's lucky member. So welcome, everyone. Welcome. It's great to have you with us. I'm going to just move this screen so I can look straight at you all and we can have a conversation. And I'm going to open up the chat and see how everybody is. Let's have a quick look. Bo's in the house. Hello, sir. Very nice to see you. I hope you're well. If you'd love to come on, we always like to invite people on for this show to have a chat whilst I'm sketching. It can be a little boring otherwise. But yeah, if you're around, the link is in the description or in the chat. For those of you that want to join, we have a little bit of background noise. My neighbor has decided that it's time to clean the leaves just as we go live. Unfortunately, that's sometimes the case. I know that other live streamers recently, TM Nerdy had a particular issue too, so we'll get through it as long as you can't hear it, but it's great to have you with us. So today, as I mentioned, we have our regular draw, and last month Easyverse NYC won, and the theme that he wanted me to go with is a sketch card of Adam Warlock. So we'll kick that one off shortly. But first of all, let's cover off the memberships piece because I think that's a really important thing to share with you all. We've got a lot of new members this week. Let me just, row one. A lot of new members to share with you this week. Thanks to Rob Fat Stacks of Comics, who very kindly donated 5 memberships to our brand new members: Canadian Survivalist, Cliff on Comics, Heroes for Hire Comic Club, Wayne Deacon, and Matt Likes Comics. So welcome all, and great to have you as part of it. We will be doing the draw shortly. Obviously, our existing members so far have been Simple Simon, Brian LCS, Easyverse NYC, Mad Spidey, Dead Man Comics, Cover Show, Rob Fat Stacks of Comics, and Omnibo. So welcome everyone, and it's great to have you as a member. If you haven't already, you get access to this draw every month in terms of the sketch. You get bullpen interviews. We've got an interview coming up with Ken Landgraf, a Bronze Age artist, and he is the man most famous for drawing Wolverine's first solo story. So we'll be doing that very shortly once I can get some extra time to go through that video. And then one of the things that we still haven't done, but we are planning to do very soon, is the Mega Members Mail Call Show, exclusive for members, where you'll get to see some very big books before they go live on the channel. So with that, maybe we'll switch to the giveaway wheel. We'll start off by maybe we'll wait for the giveaway wheel until we finish the sketch. But yes, everyone, all the members are in for that opportunity to win a sketch. So I'm going to bring the camera up and get this show on the road because we don't have all day. We've also got Christina. Hello, Christina. How are you? Really nice to see you. And yeah, have a great night out. That sounds great. So even if it's only brief, it's always a pleasure to see you. All right, let's turn this camera on and get this show started, shall we? Let's make it big. Let's put it in the right view first. There you have it. So I've started a little bit already. You can see all the kits ready to go. I've chosen the colors. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can get to see what we're working on. Brian's here. Hello, Brian. Brian, another lucky sketch winner recently. He got his Spider-Man very recently. So I'm glad you like that, mate. Thank you very much for joining. And JSS Brooklyn, good evening to you, sir. It's always an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Again, link is at the top if anyone wants to come on and chat. As I say, it's always a little difficult to talk and sketch, but we'll give it our damned hottest go. All right. And again, forgive me if I am a little remiss on the chat. I will pop back and forth as we go, but let's get on with this sketch here. So I already sort of sketched out a rough idea of what I was going to do. So you can start to see some of the line work here. I'm going to have Adam Warlock in this sort of classic Bronze Age pose. I'm going to have him shooting out the soul stone there. And then let's get this stuff started. So, yeah, as I say, I've been a massive fan, and it's interesting that Izzy it's one of his favorite characters too. So Warlock was one of the reasons I got back into comics back in 2010, because I loved those stories when I was a kid, because they were reprinted at the back of Star Wars Weekly, and so wanted to reclaim the original US copies, and so thought that would be a good opportunity to dig in. Again, this is one of those ones where I found the prices just that little bit expensive, especially for those, and then obviously the spec for the Infinity Gauntlet started, and that sort of bumps them out of most people's price range. So getting them in high grade was always a difficult proposition, in order to get that up and running. I think we've gone a little bit deep there on that one, so we'll just blend it off a little bit. Adam Warlock's a classic. I love this look, and he's had a number of looks over the years. So we'll see how this goes. It looks a little bit like Spider-Man at the moment, so let's put his soul stone in, very important, right in the center there. And then what we're going to do is have the energy going around that, and we'll do a little bit of crackling here. Let's see who else is in. Richard is here. Hello, Richard. It's been an absolute age. It's great to see you again. Welcome to the show. As I mentioned, the link is in the chat if you want to join and talk sketching, talk Adam Warlock. And we're going to do the draw soon for once we've got to that point to be able to launch into it. The other one I really like about Adam Warlock's design is this freaky skull that he had in the 70s. I always like the idea of that. So we'll get that in. Very spooky stuff from him. I wasn't sure if it fitted too much, that look, but yeah, it's he's got to have his little skull there, and then his beautiful, massive, protruding lapels. Let's just see, and then put a few creases coming in here from where it all ties up. So that's that. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. This one's a pretty quick one to do. And again, I don't have too much room. The thing I always find interesting with Adam Warlock as well is his hair is pretty intense. So we'll see how we go with that. Very 70s. And he always has very strange hair that seems to stick up rather than down. So we'll see how that goes. And then he has his hair coming down the back here, like so. And again, I think his side parting here is a little more pronounced. But yes, there it's starting to take shape, as you can see. So there it is. I think I'm reasonably happy with that. Looking quite young, actually, if anything. Old Adam Warlock here. Let's see if we get his nose right. We want the line coming down, line coming down, or at least some shading to show where he's at, and then have his mouth agape, I think, as he leashes the soul stone on whatever enemy's in front of him. That's okay. Let's make it just a little bit wider. Obviously his mouth, and give him a decent jawline. Here we go. Look at that. Yeah, so I'm reasonably happy with that. We can start inking, actually, or colouring soon enough, I think. Yeah, I think I'm reasonably happy with that to start with. So let's maybe start adding some inks and colours to this. Get him started now. Obviously, Mr. Warlock himself. Let's go with the colors first, maybe. So let's just check what that looks like. Yep. So Adam Warlock, very yellow. A lot of yellow, in fact. So we need to get onto that. I think maybe I'm doing this the wrong way. Maybe I should go with the inks first and work backwards from there. Because I think that's probably the better way of doing it. Let's get this in first. Give us a crazy soul stone pattern here. I'm going to come back to the chat in a second once we've got this laid out. Let's see who else. No one has yet, but yes, here we go. Let's see how we do with this. So the soul stone. In we go. Now, obviously need to have his ear in place. Let's get this going. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with this. Let me know in the chat what you think. I know Richard just made a nice comment. Thank you, mate. It's very much appreciated. Let's get him in. There we go. Draw that hairline through. Yeah, that's it. Nice. Yeah, he's looking pretty good, which is good. His head's a little bit off, but we'll live with that for now. See how we go. You can see him coming together. As mentioned, let's put his Adam's apple in and then start to flesh out that skull. Yep, really enjoy Adam Warlock, and he always got to have this version in particular, as I say. Very interesting character. Wasted in the MCU, to be perfectly honest. I did think that was a great opportunity for the character, but they somewhat messed it up. And also not having him as part of as a critical character within the Infinity War was sort of, again, another one of those wasted opportunities. For me, I would have liked to have seen him turn up. And again, I think some of the spec on his books died down a little post that whole event. So it's always a shame to me that he never fully made it across into the MCU. Other than the Guardians of the Galaxy, where he was a little bit neutered, to be honest, which is a real shame because, as I say, I always loved the character, and it's just a waste to see Thanos not go up against him in particular. Love to hear your thoughts in the chat as well, what you thought. So, Dave, what pencils, markers, inks, and pens are you using, and what cardstock? Sorry, always a question. No problem at all. Very good. So I bought, can't remember the name of these now. Oh, Pigma Microns. So I bought a 10-pack of these after watching a few videos, including Locke's video. So yeah, I've been using these. They're various different widths. As you can see here, I'm using a quite thin one, this one, to get us started, and I'll go over it with some additional thicker lines to sort of do some emphasis. But that's the main pen for the inking I use. To actually do the blue line, I got one of these Coratuga uni pencils with blue inside. So realistically, when this is scanned in, you won't really notice the blue. You can actually remove the blue. So I use that to do the base. And then instead of, for my paint markers, I use Ohu. Oh, I can't even remember if that's the right way to say it. But these pencils, which blend really nicely. I've got a full set, which I'll zoom out to show you over here, like the full mass of color. So instead of buying, there's an expensive brand which I can't remember the name, but can't remember the name of now. But yes, we have a gentleman backstage. We will bring him on to stop me rambling. Hello, Bo.
No, please ramble away. I'm just here to help and make conversation.
How are you, my friend?
Good, dude. Yourself?
Very well, very well. How's the new house treating you?
Yeah, pretty good, man. There's still a lot of unpacking to do, but I made sure that at least my books are out.
Excellent.
This is looking really good.
Well, yeah, it's a good start. I'm pretty happy with it. I did do a pre-sketch. I'll show you that as well, so you can see the difference between my pre-sketch and where we're currently heading.
So yeah, cool.
Similar. So yeah, that's in the plan. So I'll zoom back in now, and then finally for JSS, in terms of the card stock, these are from a local retailer. They're just general card stock that you would get for business cards, and so you can create your own. So or study cards. So I just took those, and what I do is when I send them out, I'll stick to the back like this, so you get a lot more thickness, and I'll stamp them with the still only 35. So for those of you who've had a sketch card, you get a still only 35-cent sticker, and it gets its own little branded and number on the back as well. So you might win today, Bo.
And those stickers are really cool. I've got one because they're really shiny.
Really shiny. They are very shiny. Yes. We'll see it. As I say, we'll see if you are the lucky recipient of another one. But we'll go from there. Let me just draw this out. What did you think of Adam Warlock? Was he wasted in your mind?
In the movies?
Yeah.
It's funny, I've always liked Adam Warlock in the comics. He's always been a good character, and I like the actor that played him.
Yes.
And I even, like, if I wasn't a comic book fan and I just watched that movie, I liked his humor. I thought it was pretty funny. But
yeah,
I think you and I have had chats in the past where we're sort of sticklers for, we like our characters to be the same as they are in the books, if possible. So it's a bit of a shame. It's like Ultron. Ultron had way too much humor in the movie, and that really annoyed me. I really loved the way Ultron looked. I loved James Spader, I think it was, that did the voice.
Yep.
I thought all of it was good, but why are they cracking jokes? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. It's just makes you get Ultron is not a joke making. I mean, the argument they would make is that Tony Stark makes jokes and it's based off his AI, right? That would be the. Oh, I'm not sure I've done that. Ooh, it looks like a sad clown there. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see how we go with that one. That's I'm not happy with that too much. Oh well, we will continue. Maybe we can fix that in post-production. We'll fix it in post-production. So yeah, I think that's the sort of basis for the ink. So we can actually go in and start colouring it now. What do you reckon to this idea, Bo? I mean, I've been doing it for 4 episodes now.
I think it's a great idea.
Go, mate.
I think it's a great idea. It warrants engagement. It warrants it promotes people to come here and watch, and they can have a chance of getting something for free and something really, really cool.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Well, at the end of the day, it's created with care and love for the most part, if I don't make mistakes. But the intent is there. The intent is there. I'm really enjoying getting back into it. Did you used to draw?
No, the drawing has been my one of my artistic categories that I have always been bad at. Right. There's a few things that I think I'm good at, but drawing is definitely not one of them.
Presenting is you're good at.
Thanks. But I really like yours, man. I mean, I remember you gave me that Scarlet Spider Amazing Fantasy 15 homage, yes, which is still in a box somewhere. that I need to unpack. But that thing was beautiful, man. Like I loved having that on my shelf, and it'll be going back there when I get it.
That was my first kick. That was actually my first piece back in when doing this. So I thought that was the first. Actually, I've saved it. Look, see, I've saved it. He's not looking so sad now. He's actually it's exclamation. Yeah, there you go. It's still a little bit off, but it's. We'll see how we go with the shading. I think we might save it with the shading. The other thing I start to use recently, I wasn't testing this before, but now I'm doing a lot more of this, testing the colors before I put them on the page.
That's a good idea.
Because then at least I can see what's gonna. I try and go with the light first, so then actually it becomes a lot easier, and then use that shading to highlight any sort of key aspects. But yeah, look, loving every minute doing this. It's a lot of fun, and I never thought I'd be getting back into it in my later years, shall we say. A little bit more mature.
Well, I'm sure your viewers and myself are great, happy that you did.
Good on you, mate. Right, so what's going on your channel?
Same old, really. FOCs, some interviews, and yesterday we just uploaded a haul video.
Yes, excellent. I shall tune in. I haven't had a chance. I haven't been able to join in many of the lives that you've been hosting recently. I've got the next couple of weeks off, so I'm hoping to sort of be able to jump on because I head over to WonderCon.
Yeah. So actually, you reminded me. Yeah, that's right. I asked you to be on next week for the. We're doing a fantasy draft, which we've done about 3 of those, and we're doing that. I think it's going to be recorded on Wednesday and then uploaded on another day. I don't think we're doing it live, but it's going to be all comic book sidekicks.
Okay.
So
look, you're saying that's next week? It is next week. It's Wednesday next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I'll be I would love to have made it, but I'll be on a plane for my first anniversary. So.
What are you hoping to? Are you hoping to get anything there, or is it just about going?
I haven't got anything specific in mind, if I'm honest. I'm just going to check it because I always like to go. I'm going more to submit books. So I've got some books that I'll be submitting. I actually have one for Simple Simon. I've got a collection for Simple Simon, which I'll talk about when I do the lives for that. But yeah, he's given me a number of books. So I'll be submitting some for him.
How much are they each?
The books, how much to submit? I think they're about $40.
Australian?
US, I think.
I was going to say
some of them are a little more pricey than others.
I was going to say 40 Australian sounds cheap.
Yeah, they're 40 US each, but they're. I mean, he shared them with me today, and he might be making a video shortly as well. But I won't reveal them just yet. But they're pretty big keys. They're pretty impressive books. When he shared them with him, I was like, we did a bit of a video, and they're fantastic. Like, he's done quite well. One of them was an AOK, and it was like, couldn't believe that book was given away as an AOK. To be perfectly honest, I was thinking that was very generous.
Cool.
But yeah, they're fantastic books. So I'm looking forward to sharing that. We'll do that probably as a live stream when I'm at the con. It won't be as professionally produced as it normally is, unfortunately, because cons you have to you've noticed I use a TV, right, and put the screen on, but you don't have like a lot of books or paraphernalia in the background. Oh, I'm doing that upside down. That's not good. I need to make you a mod so you can actually do the chat, because I'm missing a lot of the comments.
And I did send you a private message saying that JSS's comment has been up for about quite a while.
I'll take it down. There you go. Everyone can see there. There you go. That's the only problem, right? When you've got your hands full actually trying to do the sketch, like normal streams, you can actually follow the thing because you're talking to the camera, right?
Yeah.
But you're really focused on getting the detail right, so you sort of lose track. I've had Mad Spidey on the stream with me in the past, and I've had Naaman from the Comic Bookworm as well join to go through. So yeah, it's pretty good. I do actually appreciate it when someone else is on, because it does sort of give us something else to, rather than, as I say, me rambling. And it is interesting to see the sketching because you can see it coming together, right? But
yeah, absolutely.
It's always fascinating. So what else from Aussieverse is up for on the way, mate?
The only thing that I can think of is we have Madam coming on.
Oh yeah.
That is a week from today, actually.
Nice.
So if any Americans are watching, that's an hour from now. Week from today, an hour from now. And the draft next week. And that's all we've got in the pipeline for now. So we better get some things booked.
You do. And you read anything good recently that you want to shout out as well? Like what's been on your?
Yeah, I've been on an X-Men reading. I'll be doing that for probably the next year at least, because I've started from the very beginning.
Yeah. How's it going?
So yeah, I just finished the original X-Men Omnibus 1 and 2.
Yep.
Which takes you all the way to when it was first cancelled, before Uncanny.
You mean the does it do that? It doesn't do the reprints, obviously. It just does up to like issue 60 something.
Yeah, that's right. 66, I think it was.
Yep.
And so before I start Uncanny, I've started reading X-Men: The Hidden Years, which is an omnibus which is a series that got written by John Byrne in the 90s that has the adventures between the cancellation and Uncanny X-Men.
Well, there's another piece as well. So John Byrne is doing his own self-published X-Men story, continuing on from when Jean Grey died as well, which is not published by Marvel. It's actually he's self-published it. Well, he's not even published it. He's made it available on his website.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like an Elseworlds type thing.
Oh, cool. I had no idea.
You should check that out if you can. I'm not sure how many issues, but it started as a bit of a project for him, and he's just kept it going.
Yeah, sweet. Well, I'm really enjoying The Hidden Years. I've actually enjoyed all of it, to be honest. I mean, there was a few lulls in the original X-Men, which I think is what you'd expect. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait to get to the first Uncanny Giant Size and start reading from there.
The problem with these Hidden Years, right? My only issue with them is the fact that, unfortunately, they're a bit cramped in terms of what they can do with it.
Yeah,
because ultimately they've got to get back to that end point.
That's true.
And
I did notice a lot of mistakes with the lettering, which is interesting.
Oh, really? In what way?
Yeah, like a couple of times words have been the wrong way around in a sentence, or a sentence will end and I don't know, it's weird. It hasn't happened heaps, but it's been at least like 5 times that I've noticed that there's an issue with the grammar or the actual lettering itself, which I find really bizarre because it's something you don't really see much in comics.
Was Byrne writing?
He was writing, yeah.
So that might explain a lot.
But don't they have an editor and a letterer? That I don't know how it really works behind the scenes.
Yeah, no. So the editor should have picked that up, and obviously the letterer should have, if they're lettering, that they'd be reading it surely,
Yeah.
But the editor, more than anyone, should pick that up. I thought that was the responsibility of the editor, right? But
yeah,
editing in Marvel's gone a little bit, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. How do you do the ends? How do you do the ends without drawing on your mat?
I just lift the card up slightly and then just go from there. And the other thing that I do, which I haven't shown here, is I round the corners. I've got one of those rounding tools, so I'll go round and round all the corners at the end, so they don't end up being square like this. They end up,
okay.
yeah. Let me see which colours we've got here. Yeah, they end up being round rather than anything else. Now let's get a bit of shading in play.
Yeah, if that was me, my mat would have all these marks on it, I reckon.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I think, there we go. There's a nice bit of blending there. So that they're really good, these, in terms of being able to give you that opportunity to shade that little bit. So you can start to see them taking a bit more shape now, right?
Mm.
So I tend to, where we know there's going to be some darker spots like the neck here, I'll use the sort of the pen to tell that story.
That does make it look better, though, actually.
Sorry?
That does make it look better, though, actually. See, I find it so fascinating because I have no idea about art. These little touches that you do, like, I wouldn't even dare doing that if I could even draw just the first part, because I'd feel like I'd be ruining it. But it works. It makes it look
really
better.
adds some extra depth to the whole thing. And, you can sort of blend the lines just that little bit, give a bit of extra emphasis on the dark patches there, so he looks a little bit more menacing, right?
Yeah.
And then I always sort of go in here to define the nose a little better. So yeah, that's looking a lot better now. It was a pretty. When I was planning it out, I was pretty certain. Like, I would have liked a bit more dynamism, but I like the clean line on that soul stone. I'm trying to work out what I do with that. I think what we'll do is put a little glint on it, and we'll make it black. So then we'll we'll make it black. Even though tradition of the soul stone. What color is the soul stone, actually? It's not green.
Is it purple?
It's not green. So it's no, it's not green. It's not yet. Is it yellow? Let's have a look. What color? It's green. In the comics, it's green.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of the movie. That's why I said purple. Pretty sure it's purple in the movie.
It's green. Here we go. Let's
KJB, how you going, buddy?
Let's have a look. Let's see who else is in the chat. I'm going to just go back up here. Go to new comments. Let's have a look.
KJB's awesome. Love that guy.
Oh, what? For some reason. Oh, there you go. KJB. Hello. Good day. Good to see you. And Richard's saying hello too. So that's good to see. Richard dropping the links, by the way. That's very good of you. Thank you. Yeah, look at that. That's all right. I'm really lucky. Now, the only other thing now I think to add to this is a little bit of. I'll try and work out how I'm going to get the yellow darker for the hair.
Right? What's the other characters you've drawn again for these cards to give away?
I've done Spider-Man for Brian, and I did. Oh, funnily enough, for MJ Comics, because it was the first one we ever did. He got a Scar. He got a Spider. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did really well with that. That was a good one. Look, I think I'm happy with that. I think the only thing to add, which is missing now, is the good old-fashioned Kirby Crackle. So I use this. Yeah, exactly. This is, there you go. Look, so that just adds loads of it feels like it's crackling out of his head now, right? There you go. I'll tell you what, Jack Kirby, it's hard to do Kirby Crackle right sometimes. Because it is all circles, but they can end up just looking like a bloody mess if you don't get it right.
I can imagine.
I mean, I do have this tool, but they're too big. Some of them.
Yeah.
In fact, though, let's give it a go. So there's one. Let's do another one here off screen. So I'm doing my absolute most not to mark my beautiful mat, as you say. But yeah, it gives you I think bigger is better, don't you think? In terms of, well, that's what they all say. In terms of the Kirby Crackle piece.
Yeah.
So if you were to win today, or it'd be good to find out in the chat from those that are in, if you were to win, what would your character be of choice? I mean, you've already had a Scarlet Spider from me in the past. What would you go with?
You can't do
the same again.
Off the top of my head, I would probably select the original version of Kane.
Right. Okay.
So that's might be a little bit of a challenge for you, because I don't know how much of a history you have with that era of Spider-Man.
Not
but
too much.
I think it would be easier than a face, though, because it's a mask.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how we go. I'm not too worried about trying new things. I like it when it's characters I really enjoy drawing. One I would love to do is Rom, the Space Knight. But that's hard because it's all metal. And so
so you need greys and silvers and white. Yeah.
I'm going to change this in a second. It's looking at, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's looking great.
Yeah, it's looking good. I'm reasonably happy with that. I'm going to just put a big dot here. I've got a black somewhere. Oh, here it is. Is this the black? No. Oh, where's my black? Oh, there it is. I've got a black somewhere. So we'll do a big ass Kirby Crackle black there. See how that goes. And then what I was intending to do to almost complete this is give this a little bit more bolder line so that it actually fits. Probably everyone's screaming now, don't do that, you're ruining it. Oh no, it actually looks good. I think it actually
that looks better.
Yeah, that's good. Let's just finish this Kirby Crackle off, and then I think we are done, and we can do the draw live. So yeah, so Kane, tell me more about Kane, because I'm not necessarily that familiar with that.
So Kane was the first clone of Spider-Man. And right. You didn't know he was the clone until many, many issues later. But he's got all these burns and disfigurements and scars on his face because the Jackal rejected him. And then he made Ben Reilly. But because I'm such a fan of the Clone Saga, obviously, Kane, the costume, I loved it, man. They just recently released a Marvel Legends version of it, which I bought. And it's like a bluish, dark mask where you can, for some reason, because comics, right, you can see the disfigurements and scars through the mask. And he's got long hair, and he's just a really cool looking character, in my opinion, anyway.
So it's funny because I never read the Clone Saga because I was like, are you seriously kidding? Like, it never got. Obviously, the Clone Saga was very controversial, right?
Oh yeah. And the reason why I love it so much is because that's that's pretty much what sucked me into buying a comic every month, and I was in love with Scarlet Spider. So, but I totally get why others didn't like it or think it went on for too long, because it did go for too long. Yeah.
Well, I think it was the is he, isn't he type storyline was the thing, and they all wanted the original Peter back, right?
Yeah.
And wasn't there some confusion about, like, I mean, you could still argue, they could have kept that going for years, right? Because how would you ever know for sure?
Yeah. Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's, Peter Parker lost it in that series. He went so dark, he even backhanded Mary Jane. And the reason why I love Ben Reilly is because he could have easily stolen Spider-Man's life. And instead, he raised his hand down into the darkness and raised Peter back up and made him remember what a Spider-Man is. And to me, that's really being a hero.
Yeah, it's an interesting one where the Jack, like, it's a funny power set for the Jackal as well. Like, he's a guy who can clone people, like a Jackal that can clone people. Very strange in my mind.
Up until the Clone Saga, he was a scientist in a Jackal costume.
Jackal suit, yeah.
But in the Clone Saga, he cloned himself into that Jackal.
Yeah, crazy stuff. There you go. I'm feeling like that's done. What do you reckon?
Well done.
Maybe add a little bit of more grey, just some of this Kirby crackle to give it a bit more. Let's add a bit of shade here, just to show the power off. I think we're good. There you go, everyone. Adam Warlock. But still only 35 cents for Easyverse. Hopefully he enjoys that and likes that. So I'm very happy with that. Let me bring us all to full screen, shall I? Now that we're done. Oh, not that one. I'll turn the camera off, shall I? I don't think we need... Izzy, there you go. There's your sketch, my friend. We will get that out to you as soon as possible. I'll send it next week, potentially whilst I'm in the US. I'm going to remove that from the screen, bring me and Bo to the stage. Let's scroll up just so I can keep track of the chat. We've got Wayne Deacon, another member in the chat too. Welcome. Hopefully you'll do well. Today we're just about to do the draw and close the stream. But I want to first of all say thank you to Bo for joining because, mate, you've saved the day as always.
I try, mate. I try.
And if you haven't already, go and check out Aussieverse, subscribe, do those usual things. If you love your Omnis, then, Bo is your man. So let's bring up the wheel of members and get this show running. How do I do it? Share screen. Random name picker. Here we go.
Looks like KJB has a drawing suggestion.
Oh, let's have a look. Nemesis the Warlock. So, no, I'd like to do that. I'm not sure. I'd have to do wide card to get that one up and running. But yes, I would love that. Have you seen the Nemesis the Warlock design? It's from 2000 AD.
No, but I've been having chats with KJB about trying to get back into it, actually, because it's been like, I think 20 years since I've read 2000 AD.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And the head design it's like this sort of demon long shark sort of with this sharp. It's really hard to describe. I'll see if I can find a picture to share with you. But let's get this draw going because I think everyone's waiting with bated breath. How many shuffles, mate? How many shuffles shall we do?
Well, my favourite number is 4.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We're going to give it a spin. Where it stops, nobody knows. Oh, Brian, LCS, it looks like. Brian, you've won again. Let me know in the chat if you would like to respin or if you would, what character you'd like, if you're still here. If not, I'll get in touch with you and we'll work it out. Look, I'm assuming we can't do another Spidey, Brian.
He should do a CGC award. Somebody getting the CGC award.
You know what I'm going to do? We're going to run. We're going to remove Brian and add. So I'm going to still send Brian a sketch. We're going to do 2 sketches next time, and we're going to choose a second winner because I think it's only fair. So we won't shuffle. We're just going to go again. Bo Comics. Okay, that's great. All right, so I love that. I love that. So the next show we'll have one for Brian and one for Cliff on comics. This might be a dangerous thing where I might see if I can get a guest on to do one. Maybe find someone in Australia who does art as well, and then go from there. But congratulations to you both. It's great to have you both win. So next show, we'll get that up and running for you both. All right, Bo, that's it. We'll call the stream at the end. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today. And to all of you that have been in the chat and all of you that are watching this on the replay. As I say, if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell for future content. And we will see you on Monday on the Merry Monday Mailcall Show, Monday, 7:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Time, where I've got a few What If books, and we'll be announcing our 2K subscriber giveaway. So if you haven't checked out our 2K subscriber giveaway yet, make sure you check out the video. And if you can and feel like wanting to be eligible to win that giveaway, which is a whole batch of 2000 AD books, which we just talked about, Bo.
And they look awesome. They look awesome.
So hopefully, as I say, if you go and check that show out, you'll be in a chance to win that great bundle. And with that, I will say goodbye to everyone. I wish you all well. I will see you on Monday. Thanks again, Bo.